Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is the 11th video of a playlist for cloning a Disney Plus website using MERN stack. In this video, we are going to start the backend of the website, like for example, connecting to MongoDB database and so on. But the first thing we have to do here is make a new two folder. The first one is going to be a client and the second one is going to be the admin. It's going to be the API. For all of this, from not module to yarn.log, we are going to move it to the client. Move because we are going to make the client and API separately. Just wait until the process is done. I think it took too long, so I will just going to move it using Windows Explorer. After the moving is done, we can open up our terminal. I already set it to client, but it's supposed to be not in here. You will set it to the API and then npm init. That's why. This means you will accept all of the setting in this process. Npm init. Wait until the process is done. After the process is done, you can write here add, and then in here I'm going to install the or the first package. For the first one, it's going to be express. This express package used to connect our API to the database, and then mongoose this used to connect our API to the connect our API to the database, or maybe the MongoDB. This used for creating the connection and to run our API every time there is change automatically. We are going to use node-mon and .env for storing the some kind of a private key, and then JSON web token for storing the token whenever the user is logged or the admin is logged. After that, enter to install it and wait until the installation is done. It's a little bit long. Okay. After the installation is done, we will go to the API and make index.js. Index.js, this is going to be the index file of the API. The first thing we are going to do is make the express equal to require express, and then we'll have the app is equal to express, and now we are going to make if the server is running, it will app listen, it will run in the port 8000 and 8800. After the server is running, I'm going to make a function is equal to console.log, and then backend server is running. But before we are running our server, we have to set our server inside of this package.json, or maybe the running command. We'll close the terminal and then hide the sidebar first. So in this test script, I will change it to start, and then for the action is going to be node-mon index.js. Oops, we are not using semicolon in here. Save, and then let's see in the API if we are trying to yarn start, enter, node 1 is running, and as you can see here, the backend server is running. Now it is time to import the mongoose package in here. Cons mongoose equal to require mongoose. So let's try to make the MongoDB database in here. Here I already open up my MongoDB Cloud Atlas, and I'm going to create a new project. This called Disney MERN database. Next, for the members and set permission, you can set it as your own. Like for example, you have a team that also want to access this database. You can edit in here, but in this case, I'm alone and I will just set it 1. Create project. Wait until the loading is done. Here we are already creating a new cluster. Let's build a database. Since this was a tutorial video, I will just create the free one. Free servers. You can set the region in whenever and wherever you want, but if it's still free, I will just set to the default and create cluster. Wait a second, still loading. Here we have to set the username and password for the database. For the username, I will just set it admin, and for the password is also admin. Create the user, and then here you will ask for add entries to your IP access list. So if you have your own IP, you can set it in here so that just your IP can access this. But if you want to everyone can access it, you can just type 0.0.0.0 and then add entry. I will close it. After all of this setting is done, we can finish and close. Go to the database, and the database will create it in a automatic way. Wow, this one is instant. Usually it will take maybe 5 minutes or 3 minutes. Let's see. After the creating is done, we can connect, and then here we are going to choose to connect your application here because we want to connect our website to this database, and just copy this link. So after this, we are going back to the VS Code here. Now let's create a connection here. I'm going to write mongoose dot connect, and then here we got the .env here, but first I'm going to import it from here. Cons .env equal to require .env, save, and then here I'm going to make .env.config, and I'm going to make the .env file in here, .env, and this one is going to be mongo url is equal to this URL that we got from the MongoDB, and change the password to the password that you set in the user. Go back to the index, and in here mongoose.connect, we will have process.env.mongo url, comma, And inside of here, I will set the use new URL parser is true, use unified topology is true, and use create index is also true. Then it will have a console.log to identify it if the connection to the database is error or successful. And then get. So if it's error, it will give the error, and then it will console log the error. Console.log error. It will be console error. Save, and let's see in the terminal. We got the error called the URI parameters to open URI. So that is because in the .env here, I forgot the O. If I save it and then see the terminal, I have to save the index.js first here. And as you can see here, we got our DB connection is successful. The next thing we are going to do is making the models or the schema. So instead of here in the API, we have to make a new folder called models, and inside of these models, we will make 4 files. We'll close this first, make a new files here called list.js for the first one, and the next one is going to be movie.js, then user.js, and the last one is going to be what's list.js. The first thing we are going to do is making this. The first schema that we're going to make is the user. So in here I'm going to const mongoose equal to require, and then mongoose, and in here we are going to make the schema const user schema equal to new mongoose dot schema, and then inside of here we are going to put our field. The first one is going to be username equal to, the type is string, type is equal to string. Wait a second, type is equal to string, required is true, and if it's unique, it is unique. Unique is equal to true. We'll comma here and copy this username and paste it one more time. The second one is going to be email. The third one is going to be passwords, and the last one, but this password doesn't have any unique, but it is still required, and default. Wait a second, we don't need default. And the last one is going to be is admin. So this field is going to tell you if the user is admin or not. For the type is boolean, and this not going to be a unique field. After we make the field, we can add one more here, and this will be the timestamps is true. So it will automatically add the created add and updated add fields. And below here, I'm going to make the module exports equal to mongoose.model, then user, comma, user schema. So this means it will make a user model, and that user model is this user schema. After the user is done, we can make the list schema. For this list, same in the user, we have the cons mongoose equal to require mongoose, and then below that we'll have the cons list schema equal to new mongoose dot schema, and then the first field is going to be title. The title is going to have type equal to string, comma required is equal to true, and for the unique is going to be true. The next field is going to be type. This type is just going to be, wait a second, this is not type, this is supposed to be category, and then we'll have type equal to string, and then we will have content is equal to type array, because this is going to yield the movie ID. After that, we are going to have the is series. It's going to be boolean, so if it's series or not, boolean. Same like in the user, we are going to give it timestamps, and then we have the module dot exports equal to mongoose dot model, and we'll have the list, list schema. Save, make the movie here. We're going to have cons mongoose equal to require mongoose. Wait a second, require mongoose, and in here I'm going to make a new schema. This is going to be movie schema equal to new mongoose dot schema. It's going to have field equal to title. The title is type string, and the required is true. For the unique is true. Now we are going to make the description. The description is equal to type, and then a string. For the type is string, and for the image, I'm going to make image is equal to type is string. For the image jumbotron, it's going to be type is also string, because we want to put the link or the address of the image inside of this field. And then we have the trailer equal to type is string. For the trailer and video, we also just want to put the address or the link of the video in here. After trailer, we have video is equal to type string, and then duration is going to be type is string, and for the year is also going to be string, but maybe you can make it as a number. Type is string. Actually, this info here is a little bit annoying. After year, we have the genre. This is genre. Wait a second, this is supposed to be category. The category is the type is equal to string. And then The limit is going to be also a string, and for the is series is going to be type is boolean, and the default is false. And also the last one, we have the coming soon. Type is boolean, and for the default is false. Same like the others, we are going to give it time stamps is true. Module.exports. I'm going to export this. Exports equal to mongoose.model, and this is going to be movie, movie schema. Save, and then let's see in a what's list. Now we are going to make the what's list. What's list inside of the model. For the what's list is not, we are not going to have much of fields. We will have mongoose equal to require mongoose, and then cons what's list schema is equal to new mongoose dot schema, and inside of here we will have movie id is equal to type is string, and for the required is true. We don't need the comma for the last. Now for the last field is going to be user id is equal to type is string, comma, required is true. Like the others, we're just going to give it timestamps equal to true. We are going to export this module also. Exports equal to mongoose dot model, and then what's list, comma, what's list schema. Save. And I think that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the bell notification so then you know when I update this playlist. And also maybe in the next video we are going to create the roots for each of this model, like for example to create the data, delete, or maybe the CRUD function. Thanks a lot for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.